What if I told you that a white farmer gave away his entire land to a black family, and that it wasn't just a kind gesture, but something far deeper? This is the real story of an act that shocked an entire community and changed lives forever. It was a warm, spring morning in a small rural town in Georgia, the kind of town where everyone knows everyone, and where gossip travels faster than the breeze. At the edge of the town, a sprawling 200-acre farm stood as a quiet witness to the passing of generations. Tall oaks lined the fields, their shadows stretching across the rich soil that had sustained the Parker family for over a century. David Parker, 68, was a man shaped by this land. His sunburned skin told the story of endless days under the sun, and his calloused hands bore the marks of decades of labor. But beneath his rugged exterior lay a man with a burden he could no longer ignore. One Sunday morning, after the congregation had sung its last hymn, David stood up in the old wooden church. His voice carried the weight of someone about to challenge the unspoken rules of his community. "I've decided to give my land away," he began, pausing as gasps rippled through the pews. "Not sell it, not rent it. I'm giving it to the Johnson family." The silence was deafening. The Johnsons were a black family who had only recently moved to town. Samuel Johnson, the family's patriarch, worked tirelessly at 2 jobs to support his wife, Angela, and their 3 children. They were respected, but kept mostly to themselves. Whispers broke the stillness. "Why them? What's he thinking? This doesn't make sense." David locked eyes with Samuel, who sat in the back row, stunned and speechless. Angela clutched his hand, her face a mixture of confusion and hope. David's decision wasn't random. It was rooted in a memory he had tried to bury for decades. As a boy, he had watched his father evict a black tenant farmer, James Daniels, and his family. David still remembered James's tears as he begged for more time, holding his young daughter in his arms. His father's cold refusal and the cries of that little girl haunted David into adulthood. Years later, when David met Samuel Johnson, that memory resurfaced. Samuel's determination reminded him of James, hard-working, resilient, and full of untapped potential. David saw in the Johnsons a chance to break the cycle of injustice that had long plagued his community. But not everyone saw it that way. As news of David's decision spread, so did the backlash. At the local diner, someone sneered, "He's throwing away his family's legacy." Another added, "This is a slap in the face to our town's history." Even some of David's old friends questioned him. "Why would you give away what your family built?" to them. David's response was simple, yet firm. "Because it's the right thing to do. It's time we stop holding on to the past and start building a better future." If this moment hit you like it did us, take a second to smash that like button. It really helps this story reach more people. On the day the land was officially transferred, the atmosphere was heavy with emotion. No reporters, no speeches, just David, Samuel, and a lawyer in a small office. Samuel's hands trembled as he signed the papers. "Why us?" he finally asked, his voice barely above a whisper. David leaned back in his chair and smiled. "Because I see something in you. Something this land needs. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't deserve it." Angela wiped away tears as she hugged David. For the first time in years, Samuel felt the weight of endless struggle begin to lift. The Johnsons poured their hearts into the farm. Samuel worked the fields while Angela started a farmer's market. Their eldest son, Marcus, introduced sustainable farming techniques he had learned in college, drawing attention from nearby towns. The farm, once fading under years of wear, flourished under the Johnsons' care. It became a symbol of renewal and hope, a testament to what happens when barriers are broken and opportunities are shared. As for David, he became a quiet hero in his community. He spent his days volunteering at the local school, teaching young farmers the importance of equality and compassion. Years later, when Samuel was interviewed by a local reporter, he said, "David Parker didn't just give us land. He gave us hope. and he taught this town that change is possible. David, reflecting on his decision, often said, "It's never too late to do the right thing. Sometimes it just takes one step to break a chain." This isn't just a story about farmland. It's about courage, redemption, and the power of one act of kindness to inspire generations. What would you do to rewrite the story of your community? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if this story moved you, hit the like button to help it reach others. Share it with someone who needs a little inspiration today. And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories that prove humanity's greatest strength is its heart.